Awesome. Well, so glad to see everyone here. Of course, I'm that millennial who has her notes on the phone. I promise I'm not on Twitter or X. I love that you touched on the focus of making sure that this is accessible to kids. And so we are pleased to announce that we are going to be piloting a brand new competitive basketball league here at West Seattle. And we have found that we have a lot of wonderful athletes here in West Seattle who are loving the game of basketball, developing very quickly, and they want more of a competitive edge. Having this competitive league allows us to help them develop, to bring them to a place where they can be more competitive, they can continue to be more competitive through the years, and it also allows us the opportunity to make sure that kids who want to play rec are playing with kiddos who want to play rec basketball, right? So acknowledging that we have the opportunity to do both of that. So we are thrilled that we are able to provide a safe place and a values-driven place where athletes can continue to grow and develop their skills. And we're really excited to see what this will do for families in West Seattle, for just putting our name out there and getting people to West Seattle to see our wonderful YMCA, to see the wonderful West Seattle community. So we are very excited to be launching this. We will be having tryouts, and not this weekend, but the following. So if you know of a friend who wants to try out, please reach out to myself or Akila. Oh, I see a hand right there.
Question, what ages?
We are doing ages 3rd through 8th grade. Yeah, 3rd through 8th grade.
Are you going to do a parent support group? Because the problem is usually the parents, not the
Well, so if you didn't hear, we need a parent support group. So I'm glad that we have 4 more hours for that to discuss this tonight. I'm happy to pilot a parent support group. But so we are so,
Sorry, me again. Because Mike and all of his friends that are in high school go in the wintertime and they play 2 days a week. The pickup that happens, like not next year. So if this is successful, I think it would be really helpful for him and his friends in high school to get them off of like parks and various other places in the evening and have something, because there's only so many spaces in like the high school teams and the select teams. So as this grows, I'd be supportive of it.
yeah, and I think you touch on a great point too, like having that space for them. As I spoke to a mom today whose son didn't make a soccer team at West Seattle High School, like he threw his cleats in the bin last night. He was so upset, and the thing that we discussed was this mentality of like competitiveness, but also like how do we become, and this is like a very old YMCA phrase, but how do we become health seekers, right? Like throughout our lives, right? So making sure that we're fostering, the rec side of things and also fostering the competitive side of things so that we offer something for all kids. And so I am so excited that my wonderful friend Madison over here is going to be doing some grunt work and developing these athletes. So I'm going to pass it off to Madison, but I'm happy to answer any questions you might have, but we're thrilled to be offering this and supporting this program.
Thank you, Liz. Great news, parents. We have body combat on Saturday mornings. You can punch out. I've got some fit therapy for you. No, one thing we saw coming last year, we were consistently hearing from parents a lot of inaccessibility issues, an inaccessibility of time, and an inaccessibility of energy, and in all honesty, money. Not every parent has the ability or the time or the family resources to be able to support getting these children into solid, really good sports programs. We're also seeing, and we've seen this, a massive decline in our overall injuries and our overall mental health of our athletes, and it's becoming more and more competitive and more inaccessible. So when we look consistently at offering something to our athletes, we needed something that was accessible, we needed something that was available to everybody that helps elevate our children, right? We think of so many strong athletes that started within the Y, and there is no reason why as the Y that a child should not have an equal opportunity to be better. Money should not be that issue, and we have an opportunity to do that through support. So one thing we really looked at for us was, hey, we've got some wonderful, fantastic athletes. How do we keep them healthy? How do we keep them happy? How do we make them excellent? So the one thing we really focused on for us was looking at our current quality of team, looking at who really specializes in what, who's great at what, which we were lucky to have some fantastic current team members, and who else can we bring on. So we brought a massive variety of every aspect of sports, 2 coaches, 2 players, to the athletic training outlet to look at intervention, to look at overall wellness, overall whole being of the athlete, looking at really making them strong, and to give them the outlet to make varsity. It's no longer that easy to do that. It's no longer that easy to even get into junior varsity, and making sure they have the opportunities to do that. When we did some of the research on this, 47% of children who are in poverty, families who are in poverty, are involved in sports. And they don't always have the ability to consistently stay in those, let alone have an opportunity to be great. They can have all the want and all the drive in the world, but they don't always have the resources. And it was incredibly important that we create those resources, whether it was the wealthiest of the families to not at all, and being that spot for them. So really for us, it was looking and taking in multiple different backgrounds, working very closely alongside all of our sports teams, looking at their needs, their demands, and meeting them where we're at. We were able to really small launch this year, very recently, some small group classes, and we've been working one-on-one in some private trainings, and we also brought our staff some additional safety child trainings to really make sure everybody was good. We've also additionally, starting this week, Thursday, we're bringing in and swapping some rooms to bring in some more equipment to support this program very specifically, also to make sure a room is accessible for parents to say, yeah, my kids are having a great time, and I know they're safe, and we're loving this. And it's right up at the front, so I can go have my coffee and then sit back and watch them. Really excited to have this kind of investment in helping our youth. We have those opportunities, and as it becomes more and more challenging for our kids, we think they should have it too. So working alongside that, we are really excited to continue to grow this and develop this with our families, from really specialized workshops to consistently offering those classes and offering them a variety of times with a variety of needs. So that kind of feedback is one of those as well that for all the parents that have been involved, we're chatting with them and everything then some. So we have everything from golf to lacrosse to basketball to football, and really meeting them where they're at. And in all honesty, I was not a sports kid. I was the kid who would make every excuse to get out of the mile. I was not that kid. And so it's been really helpful to have a really large group of different outlooks and aspects. I didn't get involved until I was in college with athletic training. And to be able to bring together, what do these kids need? Hearing from the families, what times do you need? What days do you need? And meeting them where they're at, not the opposite. So I'm really excited to continue to grow this, to really grow our competitive sports, and really bring our teenagers back in, because we like them in their Crocs and pajamas. And they're fun. Thank you, my friends.